Hey there my peeps, Grammy Tee from Grammy Tee Knows. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to show you how to create your own letter portrait. I believe you could find many uses for a letter portrait, i.e. personal branding. I learned this technique from the Smart Graphics channel, so shout out to the Smart Graphics channel. Thank you. And of course, every time I learn a new tip or trick, or I have something in my tool belt, I want to share it with my new and small business owner peeps. So I'm going to share this with you, and I'm going to show you how you will be able to achieve this as well. So the first thing you want to do is you want to start out with a blank canvas, and here's my canvas here. Choose your text tool by coming over here, text tool. Come up here to the color box so that you can change the color to what you want it to be. You're going to choose your color and then you just click OK. Next we're going to add the letter, so just click on the canvas and then type in your letter. And for this project you want to use a nice bold font, which is why I chose Lato and Heavy. Choose your move tool and then do Command A or Control A to select all. As you can see, the marching ants, so that means everything in here is selected, and it's going to bring up these icons. This will allow you to center your letter horizontally and center it vertically. Then do Command D or Control D to deselect. Then go to your image that you want to use. Now mine is already selected, but to remove from a background, you would just come right here and click on Remove from Background. Right click on your layer and then convert it to a smart object here. Then you're going to make sure you're on your Move tool and move her over to the project. Bring her in. Say yes. Now you want to use your Command T or Control T to size her into the letter where you want her. I think I want her right about there. And then of course you could lower the opacity so you can see where she will be in the letter and what will be outside and all of that. So right click on the layer and then choose Create Clipping Mask. To duplicate the layer, press Command J or Control J. Add a mask by coming down to the Add Mask icon down here. Now create your mask there. Now you want to right click on the text layer and come right here inside the box to actually right click. Make sure you don't do it outside the box. And now select Pixels. Now come up here to the top, choose Select and Inverse. Now click on your subject, on the mask of your subject, right here, and choose your brush tool. You can either come here and choose it or press B on your keyboard. You can make it a nice hard brush because you're going to clean away what you don't want. Make sure your foreground color is on black right there. If it was down here, you would just click this to toggle it. You see how each time I click that, it toggles it. So now we're on foreground black. And then you begin to paint. See how easily that's painting away everything that you don't want. Now you don't want to paint her face, although it's outside the letter. You want to keep it just like that. Now do Command D or Control D to deselect. Let's bring the opacity back up so you can see her. So now you're going to choose the background color for your canvas, and you do that by clicking on your background layer down here and then come to your adjustment layers and come up to solid color, and your color picker will come up. Choose your shade and then you just click OK. Now right click on your text layer right here, right click and come up to blending options. And the first thing you want to do is go to inner shadow. And you see how it automatically, see what it did back there? I noticed that he had his blend mode on normal. However, I just left mine on multiply because it didn't make much of a difference between multiply and normal. And then you can choose, you can leave all of your numbers where I have mine, or his numbers were, he had the angle at 48. I'm fine with this angle, I like it. Or you can make the angle, the side, the distance, all of these things he had different, but you can see what happens when you change them. So it's up to you how deep you want that shadow to be by the distance. See how that changes? The choke, he had it at 43. However, I like mine better right here. These things, you know, I like to leave people the options to choose how you want your work to look. You have your own look and your own feel, but you want to make sure that you don't go too far, because you see how that looks. So we're going to go back, because you want a little shadow in there, but you don't want, you want it to look natural as possible. And then the sides of the shadow, you go too far, that's what happens. But if you go, it makes it too hard if you stay too far to the left. So I just kind of left mine right there. And then make sure contour is chosen here. Any alias is not checked. And noise, you see what happens? You make too much noise and it looks like it's too much noise. So you want to back down a little bit. I like the number that he had, which was 4. Next, click right here on stroke. And you can leave all of this the same. See the size if you change it? I just like for people to see what happens. Because sometimes you're like, so what if I change that? What's going to happen? Don't be afraid to test things out yourself. Be comfortable with that, because you can always bring it back. You don't have to stay. If you did that, don't let it scare you. You just bring it back down to where you want it. And I'm thinking that looks pretty good there. And then he left the blend mode at normal. And then here on fill type, you want to make sure it's on gradient. So you would check that. And then come right in here and click in there. And then you come to the middle node here. And just so you see, do you see how it's changing? Right in here, that's changing. So you want to come up here. And if this is where you want it, choose that. And then click OK. Then come to this node over here. Bring up your color picker. And just so you see where it's changing as you move around. So you can make it whatever shade you want. And then say OK. And then you come over here to the right node. And it's the same. You're going to choose the color that you want and click OK. And then you click OK. OK. And there's your picture art. This is it. You're done. Unless you want to add more verbiage and maybe a headliner or some other body copy, it's up to you. Click on your type tool. Come up here, change the size. Type in your verbiage and then just move it wherever you want it. And that's it. You have just learned how to create your own letter portrait. So if this video has been beneficial to you, as always, go on and like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.